All right. How you guys doing? Doing good? All right. Very happy to be here. So the story that I'm going to tell today sort of starts with a lesson. There's this piece of political wisdom and adage that you hear batted around on all sides, which is basically that everybody is entitled to their own opinions, but not their own facts, which sounds great. It's pithy. It's memorable. I can see why it's, people use it, even why it's valuable, but I'm not quite sure how true it actually is, because we are human beings and thus imperfect, and that means that most of the time our facts are actually derived very much from our opinions. If you have not noticed this, read the news in the last 4 or 5 years, you'll get it. And so I've been thinking about that a lot. And it made me think about this, several years ago, I was dating a fantastic woman. Her name is Jenna. She's still fantastic, but we are no longer together. We just wanted different things. Still very amicable. We're in touch. We talk. She's very great and awesome. And if you could not tell by the name Jenna, she was white. And yeah. And I grew up in a suburb of Boston. I went to an Irish Catholic college. I worked in a Boston tech startup for many years. The intricacies of interracial dating are not foreign to me. It basically comes down to this. If you are the person of color in that relationship and your partner is white, it's just very important that aside from being not racist, obviously, that they are also what we in the modern parlance refer to as woke. And that just means that they take the extra steps and the time to think about their position, to think about the world outside of themselves and the world that they grew up in. And Jenna was fantastic for that. She was absolutely like that. We used to have these long, expansive conversations about race and everything, and she came from originally Florida, way back in her family's past. There'd been some slaveholding. My family's all from Massachusetts and Virginia. I have family who fought in the 54th, the Colored Regiment in the Civil War. So it was just like, it was great for that. But our relationship was obviously not all philosophical discussions. We used to have a lot of fun, and we both liked to party and hang out, and we loved music. And one time, several years ago, we went to the show. It was The Weeknd, R&B performer. This was years ago, before he did the Super Bowl, so he's much less famous, but still pretty damn famous. And we were going to TD Bank North Garden in Boston, and we're both super hyped for the show. We're all about it, and we decided to pregame it, so we're drinking, and I'm like, let's take it to the next level. So I went and grabbed the weed cookie, an edible, right? And I had a little bit more experience with that stuff than her, and I'm like, here's what we're gonna do. And I quartered it up, and I'm like, I'm gonna have half. You have half right now, then we'll wait until we get into the show, see how it feels. If you want the extra, the last quarter later on, you can have it, but hold off until now. And we go, and it is just amazing. It's bumping, the place is packed, sold out show, everybody's excited to be there, everybody's dressed to the nines. Everybody's basically wearing either their best outfit that they own or the least amount of clothes possible to still be legal. Like that's what we're dealing with, and it's great. It's a great vibe. The opening act is crushing it, and I hate small talk with strangers, but I'm so into it. I'm like, people next to me like, great show, huh? We're all dancing, everything, beautiful, great time, awesome. Cookie's working. But then the show ends, and if you've ever been a big concert like that, the vibe completely changes. It goes from a cool vibe, lights down, music playing, everything's cool, to all of a sudden, harsh lights, no music, 20,000 people are trying to vacate the same building at the same time. It is just not great. And Jenna starts to feel a little kind of woozy. She's not feeling great. And I've been here before. I'm used to this. I look at her, I'm like, you're gonna be fine. You just need to lay down and maybe puke. It's gonna be fine, all right? And so that's what we're trying to do. But we're right outside of TD. It's it's really packed, everything. And we're never gonna get a car here. It's just too crowded. We need to walk up a couple blocks. I'll call an Uber there. That's what we do. And we do that. So, we walk a couple blocks. I get the Uber. We're in it. And as soon as we get in, she just immediately just passes out. Her head's in my lap, whatever. We get back. And I go into Somerville, which is a town next to Boston. And that's where I live at the time. And I live in a cul-de-sac, which is it's just this street. And it's just it looks like a theater almost, like a U-shaped street, houses all around. And just nosy neighbors, I would notice people looking through blinds all the time, just boring, no one has anything to do but see what other people's business is, right? So we do this, we get out of the car, and I'm walking into my apartment, and I assume that she's right behind me, And then I'm about to put the key in the door, and I realize, no, she's not. And I turn around, and she has taken a knee and is now dry heaving in my driveway. And I just get hit with like raw animal fear, like the terror, like caveman, saber-toothed tiger coming around the bend type, just like as scared as I have ever been, because I am very clear. What's my situation now? I am a black man trying to get a clearly drugged white woman up to my apartment. Like, that's a bad look. That is a bad look. Nothing good's coming, all right? Like, because what's the worst possible scenario? Like, the worst possible scenario here is I get shot by the cops, all right? Like it's Somerville, probably not. They're pretty reasonable, but it's America. It's on the table, okay? Like, I'm just like, very like next worst is like a couple of bro dudes coming around like, are you okay, man? Like, she's not in a position to be talking for herself. This is just bad all around. So I'm like, oh, we got to fix this real quick. All right, so like, I get down on one knee, and I'm like, hey, and I'm rubbing her back. I'm like, hey, babe, I know you're feeling really bad right now, but like, if we could just, you know, get up there and be cool. And like, she just shoots me the devil eyes, all right? Because in her mind, she's not, like, in her mind, I am just some insensitive asshole boyfriend who's not, like, remotely giving her time. I should, like, grab her a cloth, some water, sing sweet songs. I don't know what she does. But, like, in her mind, I'm not doing none of that. I'm just being some asshole who's trying to rush her, like, what's your deal? And, like, I can tell, like, she just doesn't get it. And I'm like, all right, what do we want to do here? Like, do I want to, like, you know, do all the stuff and be sweet and everything? And I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to die tonight. You know what? Actually, so, like, I get real close. I'm like, hey, I know you're feeling real bad right now, but from a racial perspective, this situation, real bad for me, all right? So if you can walk, I need you to get up and walk right now. And she just, like, saw that and immediately was like a soldier, just shot up, marched up those stairs. I was like, fuck yeah. Yes! That's why I date that girl, all right? Amazing. But like, it was fine. And like, you know, we got her in bed, she puked a little, she took a nap, everything was fine, all right? Like, you know, but I'm just thinking like until I said that, she just didn't register that at all. We're looking at the same facts, same situation on the ground, completely different experience. And I think about that often because it's like, you know, so often in this country, it's like, you know, you see someone, they got a hat on, they got a bumper sticker, you know what they do. You know, it's just like, you know, you make assumptions, you're like, and like, I'm not here to both sides it. Like, you know, both sides and whatever, nothing, it's not equal, all right? But like, I think that the essential lesson is that nobody is the villain in their own story, all right? Whatever anybody's doing, however, you know, angry it makes you, however you know, just like terrified, like however much you think, oh, if you do that, you must hate me and you want me to die. That person, they might, what they believe might cause that, but they don't think that it does. And I don't know if that's helpful. Maybe that's not helpful. Maybe that's inconsequential, never, but like it is true. And so that is what I've been trying to think about and meditate on for the last couple of years is that, again, no one is the villain in their own story, and maybe we can get out of this without having a bloodbath of the Civil War. I don't know. But I do know that was an amazing concert. And I would do it again if I had the opportunity. You guys have been fantastic. I'm Wes Hazard. Thank you.
Wes Hazard, everyone.